Okay, so it's been halfway through, so I'm gonna go show you how I turn it. So I have my glove, I have just a heat glove on, a hot mat on or whatever. And so I'm gonna turn it, I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna turn it, and now that clamp, and you can't see that, but that clamp is now facing the door, stick it in the middle of the oven. I'm gonna shut it and let it cook for the last half of the time. Okay, so real quick while that's cooking, just some things, just some tips. First of all, some mugs are easy for. Mugs were my more difficult thing. So I had to learn my oven. I got a lot of help, support from different Condi and different people. They've helped me, and I had to flip mine. Everybody doesn't have to turn theirs. I don't know why I have to turn mine. I don't know why, but that's just what works for me. And so when I found the technique that worked for me, that's what I do. I usually do one mug at a time. I have done more than one and they've come out, but I usually do one. I think you have to add time, and I usually just do one. I don't do a lot of mugs. The other thing is make sure that your design isn't like over the top. Make sure it's not over the edge. It's not too big. So I was going to do 11 ounce, but the design I made is actually a little bit too tall for that mug. I usually don't do full bleed. I prefer just the design on both sides. I don't really care for the full bleeds, but a lot of people do full bleeds. If you're going to do a full bleed, I would probably watch somebody that does that, because I usually don't do that. If your mug comes out and black is brown, that means you cooked it too long, so you need to decrease your time. So maybe a minute or so. One thing you can do if you have mugs that you mess up, what I did was I did this solved this little trick, and I just kind of put them in a box or whatever, and I used them to figure out my times. So I would maybe decrease it, like say you were doing 13 minutes and it was too much time. So I would make these little squares, just little 1-inch squares of black ink, and just print them out on your sublimation printer on your sublimation paper, and I would cut those out and I would stick them on the mug, just to see how it comes out. Is it solid black? Is it brown? Is it is it smeared? Whatever, to kind of get your times right. And you can just put them on those mugs that you've messed up, because they're going to go in the trash anyway. So that way you can use those to figure out your time and not be wasting new mugs. But when you're first starting anything with sublimation, mugs, shirts, I always buy a couple of extra to, first of all, in case I mess up, or just figure out my times, because everybody's heat press, it can be the same exact heat press that I have or somebody else has, but my time or my pressure may be different from what your heat press works for you. The same with the ovens. So you just need to figure out your time. So I do 13, you might start at 12. You might do, usually 12 is what they recommend. I just do 13 for mine. That's what works for me. And my oven does heat to 400. Every time I've heated it to 400, it's exactly at 400. So that's good to know that my oven's heating right. What else? So anyway, as we're waiting, we've got just a couple minutes left, and I will take it out and I will show you guys. Just take off the wrap. So let me get another hot pad so I won't burn my hands. If you're using a mug press, FYI, you don't have to use the wraps, but if you are using an oven, you do have to use wraps. Also, it needs to be a convection oven, not toaster oven. It needs to be a convection oven, and you don't use your regular oven. So I wouldn't actually use this for food, since I've used it for sublimation. That's specifically what I bought it for. So I wouldn't use it for any type of food products or anything to serve or to eat. So We just got a few seconds left, and I will take it out. And what's nice about this oven is it's pretty good size. So it's extra large. Even though you could, I haven't done water bottles, but I'm sure you could. You could lay them down here because it is so big. So it's really nice that you have that extra room. It's not over the small one. If you were just doing mugs, I guess the small one would be okay. But I actually had bought a cheaper one, and it wouldn't heat up right, and so I actually took it back. And this one has been awesome. So. Okay, there's our timer. It's time to take it out. Make sure you wear your heat gloves. Okay, I'm going to take the wrap off. Okay, I'm going to fill the. I know I took my thing off, but I cannot get that tape with that glove. All right, and then I don't do anything to let it cool. I could have gone. I probably could have gone 12 minutes on this design instead of 13, and just turned it at 6. So, but anyway, so there's your mug. So yeah, I probably could have gone 12. I think that my black is just not as vibrant as it usually is, so I probably should have gone 12 minutes. There you go. There you go. So if it starts to be a little bit of brown, then you just decrease it. So, all right. Hope this helps you. Thanks, guys.